You know, Bebo's always a proponent of anything Team USA, and good to see Scott USA get on board like that.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid for Moto number 2, I think all eyes will be on number 14 and number 4 to find out if Ricky Carmichael, A, can get a better start, and if B, Kevin Windham can do exactly what he did in Moto number 1, which is absolutely dominate. Well, the 30 board is sideways. We are set to go racing. This is Moto number 2, stop number 7 from Unadilla.
And it looks like Carmichael, much better start on the inside, and right there goes Windham.
Kevin Windham just sweeping in like a vulture on its prey from the outside, drops in on Ricky Carmichael's world, and Carmichael back into third. There's Chad Reed, number 22, on the outside. While he's concerned with that, he's got more Yamaha issues.
Yes, David Billiman swept in on the inside, the same kind of pass he used on Reed in the first moto, but this time he did it in traffic. Look at that, Windham already getting a little room, but Carmichael is right there. Whoa! Big jump out of gravity cavity, man. That's got to hurt when he lands. It goes around the outside, and now this is it, Todd. This is what we've been waiting for.
So the Cobra getting into the fray early on, sits in third, but your leader, the man who won Moto number 1, Kevin Windham, and he is looking to make history today here at New Berlin, New York, Unadilla. Will the streak be broken? Ricky Carmichael, 21 overall national wins. It may be coming to a close, courtesy of KW.
Todd, who's got more pressure on him? Windham to break the streak or Carmichael to keep it?
I'd have to say Ricky Carmichael right now. And I think in the back of his mind, losing is the first and foremost thing. He does not like that in one bit. But Kevin Windham, he seems so easy, so loose. And unlike Sampson, cutting the hair off has not sapped his power.
You can see he's already starting to open up a little bit of a gap, just like the first moto. The first moto was Damian Plotz. This time, he's pulling Ricky Carmichael. Look at that lead.
So number 14, Kevin Windham in first. Ricky Carmichael sits in second, and he is certainly has the attention right now of Kevin Windham. Carmichael trying to get his way back up there and make this one close. He definitely does not want to let that four-stroke check out on him like he did in Moto number 1.
See, the track's gotten a little rougher too, but again, that big 450 Honda just eating up those big hills, and Carmichael looking a little more ragged than Kevin, although he did a little dab right there at the top of the wall, drop it down in. And he looks aggressive today.
Windham's last big win was in 1997. He was on board a 125 right here at Unadilla. Will he make it again and make history on the 250? And right now he is looking phenomenal.
See him coming around, takes a little glance back to see where RC is, and RC much closer than he was at any point in that first moto, other than maybe when they were in the staging area. Now you see Billiman kind of separate himself from Chad Reed for third, and kind of wondering where Tim Ferry is.
Timmy Ferry, who placed third in Moto number 1, not on the board right now. He is out of the top 4. The two Yamahas, Billiman and Chad Reed, going 3 and 4. And the Cobra looking very good. We haven't seen this kind of performance for him for a long time, ever since his accident down in Daytona.
Yeah, you know, that took a lot of the wind out of his sails. I know that David was really looking forward to having a good outdoor season, but he lost all that time in testing, and, you know, that's got to hurt your confidence a little bit, too. Big injury. I know that that really affected David Bailey as well, too. And right now, it looks like they're getting back into it, and he's picking up the pace. And there you see Damian Plotz, another good start. He's in 5th, and there's Tim Ferry we were talking about.
Timmy Ferry currently sitting in 6th place, certainly trying to make up for what has happened here in the early going. Ferry will move into 5th place, so Ferry looking very good for a possible podium at the end of the day. But the story right now is Ricky Carmichael and Kevin Windham as Ferry sits in 5th place. Will the streak be broken? Can Ricky Carmichael track down Kevin Windham, or will Kevin Windham reign supreme in Unadilla?
And speaking of Kevin Windham and Ricky Carmichael, and right now we're watching Ferry. Got a little scoop for you, Todd. It looks like Team USA at the Motocross of the Nations this year is going to be just that, our first moto podium from Unadilla. Nothing's been announced, but from what I understand, Carmichael's going to lead the way with Windham and Ferry. First time Team USA has raced the Nations since back in the year 2000 when they won in France.
That will be the proverbial dream team with Ferry, Windham, and Carmichael leading the way for Team USA. We're going to step aside from Unadilla, your running order. Kevin Windham, Carmichael, Billiman, and Reed back after this. The story going into the 1996 250 National at Unadilla was Jeremy McGrath's domination of the series' first 7 rounds and Jeff Emig's attempt to reel in the 250 National champ. Number 2, Emig jumped out to an early lead, but number 5, Ryan Hughes, wouldn't let Jeff go so quickly as his Cowie teammate went by for the lead. McGrath would have a tough time making it by Mike LaRocco, and through the pack, finishing 4th in moto number 1. Number 16, Greg Albertina raced a mid-pack start as he worked his way up, passing number 11, Kyle Lewis, for 3rd. As the moto wound down, Jeff Emig reclaimed the lead that he had loaned Ryan Hughes. Hughes fell even further as Albie made his inside move and put himself behind Jeff Emig as the checkered flag waved. Things were rougher for Emig in Moto 2 as the leader hit a berm, sending him and Kyle Lewis, who had nowhere to go, to the ground. Jeremy McGrath avoided the mess and looked to reclaim his spot up front from number 6, Larry Ward. MC took off from that point, but would only gain the overall if Ward could hold off the hard-charging Albertine. The 3-time world motocross champ makes the pass and cruises in 2nd behind McGrath. The 2-2 finish gives Greg Albertine an emotional first victory here in the United States. And back to racing action here at Unadilla Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. Todd Harris along with Davey Coombs and Cameron Steele. And your leader here in Moto number 2 is Kevin Windham. Ricky Carmichael is hard on the gas, but Davey, we've seen this before. Can he reel in number 14?
Well, of course he can. He's Ricky Carmichael. He's arguably the greatest motocross rider ever lived, but at the same time, Kevin Windham might be the most naturally talented motocross rider ever lived. And just this summer, we're starting to really see his full potentials. We see John Sebastian Walcom about gravity cavity, but of course Ricky can catch him. But the question is, will he have time?
What is on the line? 21 overall national wins by number 4, Ricky Carmichael. And right now, that streak is in jeopardy of being killed as we look back in the pack as the rest of the field comes through this very difficult and challenging track here at Unadilla.
Very impressed with Damian Plotz this week. He is riding very, very well. You know, he grew up right down the road in Pennsylvania, but because there's no amateur races there, he has absolutely no home field advantage. It's like living down in Georgia and never getting to play Augusta if you're a golfer. You know, Unadilla, imagine a great track like this and never being able to get out on it.
So Plotz is holding off Waugh right now. And here's Tim Ferry, who made his move just moments ago.
Look at that. That's the difference between a factory bike and someone else's bike. Just comes down the inside. And I walked over there between motos. That is a very nasty downhill section and a lot of courage there from Tim Ferry.
So the 2 Yamahas will now do battle. Tim Ferry and his teammate, number 12, David Villeman, the Cobra. Good to see him back in striking position. But Ferry has looked good all day, getting a 3rd place in Moto number 1. Ferry sitting in 4th, and I think he'd like to get back on the podium for the overall.
Well, I think in this battle, Timmy has the advantage. He's gotten more time on the 4-stroke, and as you mentioned, the first moto, David coming back from an injury, still trying to get it sorted out. But, you know, this is the fastest I've seen David ride this summer, to be honest with you.
Team Yamaha has a stable of fast horses with Chad Reed, Villeman, and Tim Ferry. And right there, it looks like the Cobra ran out of venom. He just moved aside.
Wow, a little bit of Matador defense there by Villeman. He just kind of opened the door, but maybe has something going on there. That was kind of uncharacteristic. You see Villeman on the outside. He starts looking over, checking out Ferry, and just says, hey, go ahead. Right on by. You know, there's been some tension on that Yamaha team, Todd, especially between Tim Ferry and Chad Reed. It kind of boiled over at Bud's Creek, but I thought those 2 guys were getting along well.
Well, while that continues on, Windham continues to lead. Let's check in with Cameron Steele, who's with John Highland.
Well, Jonathan, how's the stress level right now? Looks like Ricky's coming up on you guys just a little bit. Kevin likes to relax mid-moto?
Well, it seems like Ricky will catch him, Kevin will pull away. They're just doing back and forth, back and forth. We're both pushing each other real hard right now. This moto is faster than the first one by far.
Every time you hear a 4-stroke over there, your head swivels. I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
You know, Todd, I think part of that is because on this side of the valley where the mechanics are, it's a little more technical, and I think Carmichael's going faster, but when you get on the far side and Windham lets that big dog eat going up those hills, he goes around the outside, I think that's where that horsepower advantage is really coming through, so that's why we're having sort of this push and pull at the front in the battle between Windham and Carmichael.
You're in charge is what that pit board said, and that can apply to 2 men. Right now, Ricky Carmichael looks to be in charge. As Davey pointed out, he looks very fast in that technical section, starting to close the gap in on Kevin Windham. And Ricky Carmichael is in the race of his life. Does the streak live on, or does it die here at Unadilla?
I tell you what, he's got to stay with Windham. He let him get away in the first moto. Much better start this time, but see the tension on Ricky Carmichael. They are not used to being in this position.
And meanwhile, Kevin Windham's father watches on. We'll see the conclusion when we come back. Welcome back to New Berlin, New York. This is stop number 7, Unadilla Valley Sports Center Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. Todd Harris along with the famous Davey Coombs and Cameron Steele, and we have got a battle royale at Unadilla. Ricky Carmichael, who lost the first moto, took second to Kevin Windham. His streak is in jeopardy, and he is behind Windham once again and a lap rider.
Yeah, and believe it or not, those last 2 lap riders they passed were guys who finished in the top 10, Kyle Lewis and John Dowd. And look, Ezra Lust, they just lapped him. These guys are in a war, and I tell you, whoa, you see a fan on the track. Holy smokes.
Get off the track like running to the bull.
Yeah, but Carmichael has given Windham all he wants, but Windham is answering. I tell you, the old Kevin Windham, the one that quit a couple years ago, would not still be leading this race.
Kevin Windham has absolutely set the track on fire today, and Ricky Carmichael has of yet had no answer for KW and number 14.
You see Ricky, just like Ferry in the first moto, using every inch of the track, but Windham just riding smooth out front. I'm very impressed. Look at that, just flying around that corner. See Carmichael looking for a way around Ezra Lust. Lust probably not used to seeing a blue flag. These guys are definitely on a track by themselves today. Way out in front of everyone, taking the battle. White flag out. Carmichael is running out of time.
Ricky Carmichael is 1 lap away from the 21 overall national win streak being broken here at Unadilla. And I can guarantee what's going through his mind right now, not only does he not want to lose the overall, but he does not want to have to answer questions when it's all over about what went wrong. And right now, Ricky Carmichael, as Davey Coombs pointed out, he is running out of real estate here in New Berlin, New York.
And I tell you, that 2:11 on that lap is a very, very fast lap for Carmichael. He's letting it all hang out here. He's got a 50-point lead, nothing to lose in the championship, but he doesn't want this streak to end. But look at this. Windham is like the Iceman. He has not made a single mistake today, although it looks like his boot buckle has come loose there on the brake side, but it's not going to slow him down now.
Kevin Windham is almost on a virtual parade lap. Look at that last lap time. He matches Ricky Carmichael and goes beneath it by almost a full second. So Kevin Windham certainly not resting on his laurels here at Unadilla. He is absolutely taking this track by storm, and he is going to send a statement, not given, taken. And that's exactly what Kevin Windham has done today. Ricky Carmichael cannot come out and say, I fell, I had this. Kevin Windham just flat out beat the fastest man in the world.
I tell you what, Carmichael's streak lasted longer than the Miami Dolphins winning streak. It lasted longer than 4 U.S. presidents. I personally thought it was going to go at least to the end of the year, but it looks like it's got about a half lap left.
Well, September of '01 was the last win for Kevin Windham, and he is well overdue. Kevin Windham is on his way to picking up a huge victory here at Unadilla. He's done it before on the 125, and here he is on the 250. It's a win-win for the folks at Honda.
It is, it is. You see the factory connection guys out there on the track giving them the go-ahead. You hear the fans yelling. This is not a boo for Ricky Carmichael. This is a cheer for someone else getting up there and beating him. And, you know, why not Kevin Windham? It's so good to have him back in the series. It's faster than ever, and now just a corner away from breaking something that has just been phenomenal in this sport.
Well, the sting of defeat will last with Ricky Carmichael for a week. But what a breath of fresh air. Kevin Windham has done it. He has dethroned the king in Ricky Carmichael. The streak is over. Number 4 will have to settle for second place today.
Look at that. Looks like Ricky doesn't want to stop. He just went by a checker flag. Well done, Ricky. Well done.
A classy move by both gentlemen. Kevin Windham reigns supreme today, but you can guarantee Ricky Carmichael will regroup for Washougal. As we take a look at the Honda official results, it's Windham, Carmichael, Ferry, Villeman, and Chad Reed, followed by Wad, LaRocco, Dubé, Lusk, and Lewis rounding out your top 10. What a great day for guys like John Dowd, Damian Plotz. We can't say enough about him. 2 great starts in 2 motos. What a tremendous performance.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about a comeback, you come back because you think you can win, you try to win. the last time you won a motocross race, Steel City 2001. You're also the last rider to beat Ricky Carmichael heads up in a 250 race almost 2 years ago, Washougal. Which is sweeter, the comeback trail coming together for you, beating Ricky's, reign? Where does it fit in? The emotions must be going crazy.
They are, you know, it's so wild to go out there and ride a lap after you've just been hanging it out for 35 minutes and to see the excitement around the crowd and everything. And I don't think it's sank in exactly what it means, you know. I mean, he's been so phenomenal, just so unbeatable. And I'm just stoked that it's me up there doing it. You know, I think that, you know, I did a lot of soul searching. I did everything I could to try to get myself back, and it's just a sign that I think that I did the right thing, you know. And you know, the way that my sponsors have my program structure with Factory Connection, Honda, No Fear, Lee Dungarees, and my wife and my baby, the way they can come around and stuff, it's just an awesome feeling for me, and everything just right on par.
No one's ever doubted the fact that you're one of the most unbelievable riders ever to ride a motorcycle. You come right out of Glen Helen, and you're like right in the mix. Were you surprised? And do you think it just took a little bit of time for you to really get in your groove in the races? I mean, we're not that far into this season.
Yeah, I mean, I've only actually raced that bike, you know, out here in the series, you know, and the Honda 450 is incredible, but there's so much that goes on. There's so many good riders across the world, you know, but when you get behind that gate, it's a whole different deal, you know, and I think that it took me a little while to get going. When I didn't have it going, I didn't get discouraged. I just kept plugging hard, and it paid off for me now, you know. It's not time to get cocky. It's time to go out there and just keep working. He's an incredible guy. I had better lap times than him today, and he knew it. I knew it because of the lap time. And still, he did not let me go, you know. He just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and that's what he does. I learned something from him whether I beat him or not. So, you know, today was a learning curve. Fortunately for me, I just came out on top.
And our congratulations to Kevin Windham. He reigns supreme here at Unadilla. As we take a look at the Honda final standings for the day, it's Windham going 1-1. Carmichael, Ferry, Villeman, and Chad Reed, your top 5. And we want to send out our best wishes to David and Erica Villeman as they are expecting a baby girl anytime this week. But Davey, what a great day of racing at Unadilla. Not as many rocks, but great racing, and congratulations to Kevin Windham.
And Windham did it just the way he had to do it, with a 1-1. You can't get any faster than that. I'm curious to hear what Ricky has to say.
RC, what a run it's been.
It has, man. It's been great. You know, Kevin's the last guy to beat me on the 250s and outdoors at least, and he beat me today. You know, he was riding good, and there's nothing I could do. I mean, he got the whole shot, and I was second, and then Reed got by me, so I was third. But I was able to get by him, and just trying to chip away laps. And, man, that guy was on a rail. And I was twisting that sucker as fast as I could go, and he was better.
You're ever the gracious champion. A great job today, Ricky. Second place up in the Scott hat. Unbelievable job.
Thanks a lot. You know, the Honda was running good today. I think I was the only two-stroke in sight, so that's nice. And it was a good day. And all good things come to an end, and it came today. And, you know, I'm just going to go back, regroup, and try to get it going.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks.
Well, that's a tough one for Ricky Carmichael to swallow as we take a look at the AMA U.S. Motocross standings. Wyndham now 53 points back. Chad Reed moved into third, and Timmy Ferry sits there in fourth. But the streak, I guess it had to come to an end sometime, Davey.
It sure did. You know what? I hope a lot of people put into perspective exactly what Ricky Carmichael accomplished. I know sometimes they slag off on him because the intensity doesn't come through, but he's the best motocross rider we have ever seen, period.
Amen, brother.